Hello, welcome to another episode of The Shift, where we are shifting mindsets, we are stirring up purpose, and we are speaking life to each and every area of your life. This is Tumaini TV, where we bring hope to the nations. Each and every week, we dive deep into conversations that really matters, whether it's your emotional or physical health, your mental health, your finances, your relationships, or your career. We speak about it right here on Tumaini TV. And today, we are all about career. Yes, we are all about career. Our topic of today is networking and mentorship. You know, we hear these words and maybe we don't know what they mean. How do we make these connections? How do we find a mentor? Well, we're speaking about it right here on The Shift. Karibu sana, our guest, who is a professor at Kabarak University. He's deeply involved in shaping the futures of young people, both formal and informal mentorship, from leadership, leading impactful career talks at Kabarak University, to mentoring students through focus and vision of Christ Church, and have offered invaluable guidance from high school all the way to university level, and also linked students to the industry through industry academia partnership programs that are initiated at Masinde Mulilo University, Laikipia University, and Kabarak University. He is passionate about young people, and we'll be talking to him about networking and mentorship. Karibu sana, our guest. How are you?
Asante. I'm very fine.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Before we start, there's a quick fire question segment. Only 3 questions. I need you to answer. Okay. One word that people describe you with. One word.
One word that people describe me: strict.
Strict. Okay.
Yes.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
The first thing I do when I wake up, I take water. Warm water.
Healthy. Okay.
Yes.
What's your hidden talent out of academia?
Out of academia, my hidden talent is spreading the gospel.
Interesting.
Yes.
Now that you have known our guest a little deeper, we are starting our conversations on networking. When you hear the word networking, what does it mean to you?
Networking is a word. Okay, I come from an IT background. So networking, I would look at it in different views. But in terms of career, networking is about linking up with people that you aspire to, maybe, you aspire to follow after in your career. People who can mentor you in your career, people who can help you grow in career. So it's a term that is used mainly to describe the act of linking up with people who are in a career that you also desire to be.
Okay. Why do you think that networking is important, especially for young people and professionals, or maybe even someone who is established?
Now, networking is important because nobody knows everything.
Yeah.
Nobody knows everything. You need to keep growing. Even if you are like myself, I'm a professional teacher of information technology. When I was joining my career, I was very green, so I needed somebody who was in the career way beyond before me, and therefore would guide me on how best to do this. But even as we grow, then you need more experienced people. Every stage you reach, there is somebody ahead, and you will always want to link up with them, know what they did to reach where they are, and see what you can emulate from them.
So true. Now that you have known what networking is and its importance, how can you start the journey of networking as a young person?
For young people, there are various ways to start the journey of networking. The beauty of the world today is we have a computer, we have the internet, we have better sites like LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You upload your profile and everything, and people will automatically reach you. That's one way. That is something that informal network, because you are not making it very formal. So that's one way. But again, you could begin your networking through the social networks that you are in, a church like this one, where you meet people that you are fellowshipping with, you know what they are doing. You know, we have many social groups, the church. If you're in school, there are career talks that come there, and you identify people who are in a career that you would love. There are also other bodies like the one I'm involved in, the Fellowship of Christian Unions.
Focus.
And yeah, Focus. And students can be, it organizes those networking forums. So it is good for students and to actually be proactive in attending those sessions.
Okay. Now that I have known what I'm supposed to do, there are people who are shy or introverted. They don't know how to approach someone. They don't know how to make that impression. What advice would you give them?
Gather courage. I think that's what I would do, because being shy, okay, it's something, but you have to work on yourself. Because again, if you're not going to talk to people, like if somebody doesn't approach me and tell me their problem, how will I know?
You'll not know.
So I will not know.
Yeah.
So they have to gather courage. You just have to, fight fear. Actually, allow me to use even the Bible says fear is not good. You don't need to fear. Because if you fear, then you're not going to progress.
Yeah.
Yes, people, for example, people say I'm strict, but I've had students who have gathered courage and approached me.
Yeah.
Like in one Focus mentorship program, a student, I was going to talk, to facilitate a career talk. And a student who was once my student at Laikipia University saw my name on the list and said, I think I want to go back. He was about to leave and go for Easter holiday. But before he even boarded the vehicle, he realized, oh, it's Professor Karume coming. So he said, no, I'm going to listen to him. So he came. I facilitated the session. After that, he gathered courage and said, no, Prof, I want to talk to you. Then he poured out his heart to me. I listened to him, and I was able to identify how to help. And right now, even after that, I was able to assist him with what he wanted and link him even to a school that gave him a job.
Okay.
Yeah. If he didn't gather courage and he said, hey, professor is strict, tough, how would he have even benefited? He's now actually enjoying. I'm happy that he's working somewhere.
Wow. Wow. Okay. A lot of people, they go to networking without the knowledge of, maybe, I don't know if there is a plan of when you go to network, there's a plan, there's a process to follow, but a lot of people make mistakes. What are these mistakes that people do when networking?
I think you just mentioned one. You cannot approach a senior person or somebody in the profession without specific questions. You need to know, what do you want to ask me? How do I help you? If you're not focused, I will not understand you, what your problem is. Sometimes the challenge we face is, okay, you want me to help you as a young person. You're not really, you don't know exactly what you're looking for in me. That means you also don't know exactly what you want, But that comes from very far away, like from high school. If the career guidance and mentorship at high school level is not very good, then it comes up even to the university level. So it's good for somebody to sit down, compose yourself, even write down, ask yourself, what do I want to be? Because the purpose of networking is to help you discover yourself and now grow. You see, okay, networking and mentorship, the two things go hand in hand.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I would want to, some people come, there are some who are genuine and say, I want you to help me to know what I can do. Then I tell them, I want to start from your performance. Maybe give me your undergraduate transcripts. Yeah, I look at it. It quickly, a very quick overview tells me what kind of a person you are. Well, it may not be very good because our examination systems sometimes are unfair.
Yeah.
You may have gotten an A just because the day was good,
I use ChatGPT.
You use ChatGPT in an exam. Yeah, sometimes they use. So I mean, for high school, it's difficult.
Oh, yes.
Our high school system somehow is a bit fairly accurate because although we have had a challenge again because of the grades that have been bought by schools, I wish schools would stop that bad manners because that tool is very important to a mentor and a person who is assessing a student. Because the first starting point is that transcript. So when principals go and because of their selfish, interests, buy exams and cheat students at night, they are not helping anybody. Because when these students come to me later on, I'll look at that transcript and tell him, now, you seem to be doing very good in maths, chemistry, and biology. So I think I want to recommend you for medical courses and something like that, which is not genuine.
Yeah, it's not.
Why don't we let the youths be? Because really, we are not born the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
You are Vivian, I'm Karume.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I have even the kids I have, they're not the same.
Yeah, they're not the same as
you. They are not.
Yeah.
Even among themselves, one would be this, another one, and I would assess them and know this would be a good teacher, this would be a good IT person, this is a good medical person. And they all come from myself. Yeah. So we need to be a bit careful with our education system. That's what I would say. And even for the young people, desist from that. Even if somebody would want to steal the exam for you, don't, because you are now making a mistake. A future mentor would not be able to judge you correctly. And for your information, nobody is useless. No one. Let's just know where you fit. If you are an A grade, be an A grade. If you are a D grade, there is something for you. Yeah, in one mentorship session, I went to a church, and what I was talking to the parents was exactly what I'm saying. There is nobody who doesn't have something to do. If you have a child who has a D, a C minus, a what, at home, you are doing something wrong. Because there are many courses they can do in TVET.
Yeah.
And after that mentorship session, so many called back. We want to be guided. How do we join TVET? What course do I do? I guided some to go to Rift Valley Institute. They were doing catering, others. And they realized, kumbe I'm alive, kumbe I can do something. Yeah. The problem is we think it's only the degree which can
help you.
Yes, but it is not true. It's not true.
Now, I want to know, how do you make that first impression that it will last, that these people, even as they go out there, they will remember me, they will speak my name in other offices? How do I make that first impression on a potential maybe investor or maybe employer? Yeah. How do
as a youth?
Yeah.
Grooming comes first. The way you groom, I've done this experiment. Today I don't have a tie, but I have done this. Sometimes I go with a tie and everything, and the way I'm received is very different from when I wear a free shirt. There's these freestyle shirts.
Yeah.
There are some places I've gone and they have guards to check. They have that thing to check. When they say I have a tie, sometimes they don't even check.
Just because the way
yes,
you're dressed.
the way you're dressed. So that is where we begin. The way you speak. Now, the young people, I've had a challenge even with the young people. Mazi, how are you? You know,
the Gen Z talk.
The Gen Z talk. you have had to actually blast some when they come to my office. Yeah? And the way you are greeting me is so casual. You know, what impression? Of course, me, I'm a teacher. So my role is exactly that, to correct them when they come. But I keep telling them, when you go to an office, the way you have come and addressed me here, then be sure you will not get
the job.
You'll not. So avoid those very casual talks. Remove the shame. Be official. Know how to be official in your speech when you're going to address somebody. Organize your documents in a document wallet very well. If you need, for example, somebody to check what you cannot take those documents, haphazard. Organize them and arrange them properly in a very nice document wallet.
Okay. Now that I have gone to these events and I've seen the CEO of, maybe I'm an IT intern somewhere, but I've seen the CEO of this big company that I want to work at. Do I go and first approach him, or is there a process? Is there someone that I have to meet first, then so that I can meet the CEO?
That depends with the event. If you have gone to an event and it's break time, you are taking tea, always go and say hi.
Just hi?
Yeah, sometimes that's how you begin it. Just, I would have wanted to chat with you, something I wanted to talk to you. And nobody, I think anytime you are approached by a young person and they say, hello, Prof, there's something I wanted to talk with you. I will always give a hearing and ear. So you don't need to fear. Just approach them, say hi, and make a kind request. Just tell them, I have a kind request. Yeah, would you allow me some time to...
So I don't have to go through the manager, the director.
You are in that event. I've said, I'm looking at what is this. But if you have gone to their office, to the company, and you want to see them, you need them to have even some of them require you to have booked an appointment well in advance. But if you are in an event somewhere, there are breaks where you can always get out and link up.
Yeah. Now let's talk about mentorship. Mentorship is something so crucial in such that you have to find the right person to fit what you want. What does mentorship mean to you?
Mentorship, I said earlier that mentorship is very closely interlinked with networking. Yeah. Mentorship is about having somebody who can be your guide in a specific area, maybe to guide you on what maybe about a career choice and maybe about how to grow in a career. You need somebody to mentor you. You see, always a mentor should be somebody who is better than you.
Who is better than me?
Yes.
Okay.
A mentor is somebody who is better than you. Somebody who you would wish to emulate, right? And these are people then, of course, who must always also be, in agreement even with the kind of behavior you want. You don't just pick anybody for a mentor.
Okay. Because I don't just pick anyone for a mentor, what are the qualities that I must look into for a mentor, in a mentor?
Yeah, in a mentor, there are quite a number of things depending on what you want to be mentored in. If it is a career or a certain your profession, then the first thing, this mentor must be in your area of profession.
Yeah.
The other thing is the general public outlook of this mentor. This is a person of good repute.
Okay.
Isn't it? Somebody who has good reputation.
Yeah.
Somebody, you don't just pick anyone. Of course, we are all different. It will also depend with what kind of behavior you are also looking for, because even mentors themselves, they have their own personalities, right? And there are those that you would like, feel like this is the kind of personality I would like to emulate.
Okay. How do you approach a mentor? Now that you have figured out this is the person that I want to, this is the person that I want as a mentor, how do I approach such a person? Without sounding desperate or out to front, how do I approach that mentor?
A mentor, to approach a mentor, I think there is no formula.
There's no formula.
There's no formula. I think it's just about, again, gathering confidence, gathering courage, expressing to them what you like about them and what you would like them to mentor you in.
Okay.
I have had students, for example, who come after me, that is after class, they just come and say, Prof, I listened to what you're saying, because we do this, for example, in class, and I have something I would like you to guide me, you know, maybe it's a project or something. That's mentorship. So I would tell them, you're welcome. Just have my number.
Just like that?
Yeah. Why would I turn down a youth who already have something that they know what they want? Okay,
on the other side, for a mentor, if I am to mentor someone, shouldn't I look for the qualities, yani the personality of this person?
A mentor do many things, and one of the things that a mentor is supposed to do is even to correct if there's something you think would be a disadvantage. So a mentor, we don't have, I personally don't look at what is this thing about the student. If there's something I don't like, I correct the student.
Okay.
Right, I correct the youth. Tell him this is not good. So if you want us to work together, so I don't have to discriminate and look at what am I looking at. Really, in mentees, what is this one thing in a mentee that I don't like, that would make me not want to mentor them?
Maybe he doesn't listen.
Yeah, I have to train him or her
them
to listen.
Okay.
I have to train. That's who a good mentor is. You do everything. I have to train them how to be good listeners.
Okay. Hope you're learning something.
Yeah. So.
Hope you're learning something from these conversations of networking and mentorship. We are going for a short commercial break, but don't go anywhere. We will be right back discussing more about networking and mentorship. Hello guys, welcome back from our short commercial break. We were talking about mentorship with Professor Simon Karume, and I want to understand, Professor, what's the difference between formal and informal mentorship?
Okay, formal and informal mentorship. Formal mentorship is organized by an institution. For example, we are getting into a season where universities will be organizing career talks. Those are formal mentorships. Okay. They are meant to guide students on what they offer, the importance. That is now for universities. You could have bodies like Fellowship of Christian Unions, Focus. They have very organized mentorship programs where they invite experts to sit down and talk to students and guide and mentor them. I've been involved in some of this, in Focus, our university, to mentor students, and they have been very productive. Formal mentorship are very good also. It is from there where you have formal mentorship programs organized. From there, then you come up with your networks. It is therefore good that students or the youths get engaged in formal mentorship, which are officially organized. Attend conferences where you can participate in those formal mentorship programs, send your questions. Because normally when these formal mentorship programs are organized, the organizers know what to talk about. They address those issues that are affecting students. For example, at Kabarak University, we have a day when we invite parents and students who, after they have finished their Form 4s, and the day is entirely for guiding, mentoring them, and they come and we spend the whole day with them. So that is formal, and it is sometimes they are even advertised on the TV and so forth. Informal mentorship is from our social gatherings. Sometimes we become friends. You approach somebody, maybe from a meeting, you meet somewhere, you identify, you want them to mentor you, then you follow them up. Yeah, and you know, the informal can be from the mentee. Usually it's from mentee to the mentor. But it can also be from the mentor side to the mentee, depending on, for example, I identify somebody with a certain talent. I may want to really mentor them because I've seen, I don't want to lose this one. Especially in a university setup. This is very common. When we are teaching, it's very easy to identify a bright student and a student who is likely to go far, but they don't understand themselves. So I can call them to my office and talk to them, tell them, I have identified you have this special gift. I would like to mentor them. Yeah, I may even, sometimes it happens this way. A company or an institution have approached me. We would like good programmers. I start looking into my class. I have this company looking for this kind of people, and I realize you can make a good programmer. So I would like to follow you up and help you take up this job. So informal is not organized by any specific organization. It could be initiated by the mentor, could be initiated by the mentee. Yes, so those are different. But I would encourage the youths to really be deliberate on attending formal mentorship programs.
What are the benefits of the mentorship programs?
The benefits are many, because that is where you identify people who would nurture you career-wise. That is where you also identify people who can link you to companies that would be willing to give you jobs. Because today we have this challenge of jobs. People are saying there are no jobs. But they are there. Sometimes you realize what is lacking is a network of people who can link you. But also, maybe before I forget, one other thing that a mentor would do is advise you on skills that you need to add for you to be able to fit in the job market. That's called upskilling. And upskilling programs, for example, we have some of them at Kabarak University. We call them digital skills. We have a digital skill academy. This is particularly to upskill IT people who want to add more hands-on skill to their profession, because hands-on skills are very important. So that's another advantage, that this person is aware about the job market and would be able to advise you on which skills are readily selling. Yes.
When you talk about networking and mentorship, where can you tell us for example, can you give us examples of where to network and where to find mentors, common places or common events that are available so that we can find mentors. Yeah, and networks.
Career Talks, one of them. When you visit Career Talks, you will definitely get mentors. And these are organized by institutions towards the end of the year, when students are just about to do their final exams. There are a lot of career talks, and anytime we attend those career talks, even us as mentors, we really identify students who are very needy in terms of understanding who they are and what they would like to be. Especially for high school, that's where they begin, and at that level we have a lot of students. I particularly attended one at Utumishi Academy. And after the career talks, I had very many students following up, wanting to really, keep the network going. I was invited to go there later and we addressed some of those things. So the career talks is a very good opportunity. Schools are very deliberate on this. Students need to take that serious. That's one forum. The other, you asked about the forums. The other forums are forums organized by faith-based organizations, like fellowships of Christian unions. This is a body that organizes deliberate mentorship programs. They invite some of us from university, Christian lecturers, Christian professors and doctors to go and mentor their ones. Those are forums organized by faith-based organizations are very, very useful and very helpful. Even churches, I don't know about it here in this fellowship, but I know you also do that. You organize those talks and invite people. So these are some of the areas where you can network. As I said, the other areas, people are abusing the online platform, but also the online platform is very useful. So long as you have the etiquette, the right etiquette to use, you know which are the specific websites to visit and look for good mentors and network with people who can nurture you.
You've talked about etiquette. What is the professional etiquette of networking and mentorship?
Professional etiquette in networking and mentorship, mutual respect. Mutual respect. I have to respect you as a youth. You have to respect me. In that way, when we have mutual respect, it will be very easygoing. The other etiquette is, of course, generally good manners for the youth in terms of the language you use, in terms of your grooming, right? Very important if we are going for a mentorship program. And we have agreed, sometimes we do this all the time, like us lecturers. For example, one of the things that I do if I have to mentor a person of the opposite sex and we have to meet, then it must be either somewhere in a public place where we can discuss things openly and agree and guide this person accordingly. Otherwise, then it's in my office where we have other people who are working with me. So there are quite a number of things we have to take into consideration. So that nobody takes advantage of the other. Right?
Is there a certain age or a certain point in one's life that you say that you want to get a mentor? Is there a specific age, a specific time of your life that you say that you want to get a mentor?
Yeah, definitely. I think if you want to get a mentor, right from high school, it's important for mentorships to begin. Yes.
Okay.
Very important. In fact, those students in high school, I've been a high school teacher. I've grown my career from high school to a university professor
now. Okay.
Yes, so I've interacted with high school students. If there are people who can be easily turned for the better, they are those young ones, right?
Okay.
Right from that very young age, as they come up, from Form 1, as they grow, that is where mentorship should actually begin.
Okay.
Right? Because as they grow, you see there is this stage when they have to select subjects. Is it Form 2?
Yes, Form 2.
Still Form 2.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying this is the foundation
High school.
of everything, high school. Good manners, understanding what their strengths, their weaknesses. This is where all this is done.
And how do we bring them to the awareness that they need a mentor? Because most of them, they get lost.
You know, this should be in high school. Mentorship should be more or less very deliberate from the administration.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know schools are doing a lot. For example, they bring motivational speakers. You know, those are mentorship programs. Yeah. So motivational speakers. I think all we need is to make sure these students try to use strategies to make the students attentive to these motivational speakers. I have had people who have been fundamentally influenced by motivational speakers. And you see they change completely, right? So from high school, about age, I think high school is a very good place to start.
Okay.
University, yes, but that should not be the starting point. That should be a continuation.
Are you too late when you are in university?
No, you're not. You're not. But I think mentorship starts as early as high school. And I know that a lot of schools are doing and putting in a lot of effort into this, as I have mentioned, through organizing these motivational talks, through the Christian Union, through the Catholic movement, through the Muslims movement. Those are still religious organizations which organize this mentorship. I am a beneficiary of that. For example, in high school, there is this program, there is this body called Kenya KSCF. Kenya Secondary School Christian Fellowship, something like that. KSCF is a body similar to Focus, but at lower level.
High school level.
And you know what? One person who mentored me, may his soul rest in peace, is the late Mr. Jengere. You know how I knew Mr. Jengere? During Christian Union fellowships, we used to invite them to come and talk to us. So as we invited them, there was Mr. Njengere, there was Achar Munga. Achar Munga is still there. I hope he will listen to this. And he's now a counselor because he's retired. And I loved those people. There is the person who, the Happy Church, the Bishop of Happy Church, Bishop Kamau. Bishop Kamau.
I'm not sure.
Those are the people who used to come and talk to us. And you know, I identified some of them. I particularly identified this one, who was called Mr. Jengere, Dr. Jengere. And Dr. Jengere used to speak to us, come and give us the word of God and start mentoring us. Then somehow, I was the chairman of Christian Union. Somehow, because of how I used to treat them when they come, it's a boys' school, that was Joro Boys High School. And I would get them somewhere, give them tea. And somehow he identified that this young man can be nurtured. And he invited me to his house. That's how we started. That's a network. He started coaching me biology. He was a very good biology teacher. One of the best in the country that time. So he started giving me past papers and all those things. He nurtured me up to the time I went to college.
Okay.
You know, he nurtured me like a child.
Did you
High
get another
school.
mentor in university?
When I went to let me give you now my journey, because I didn't go to university straight. That's why I say, Daria, there is nobody who is finished because you got a C minus, because you got a C. No, me, I didn't get a university grade.
Okay.
And so when we discussed with Mr. Njengere, he wanted to give me a job. He looked for a job in the bank, but then at the same time I got admitted into a teaching college called Kenya Science Teachers College those days. Kenya Science Teachers College was training diploma teachers in science subjects. So I went to become a teacher of diploma. So I was posted as a diploma teacher. But then
Of which sciences?
science, maths, chemistry.
Okay.
But when I became a maths chemistry teacher, I had the passion of getting a degree. So I worked hard to go back to the university
Wow.
as a teacher. So I went back, furthered my studies, and changed. Now, this is the interesting bit. I didn't continue with chemistry after going back to the university. I replaced chemistry with computer studies.
Okay.
Right? It's like adding, because after I finished my degree, I was reposted as a maths, chemistry, computer teacher. Very unique teacher.
Yes. Yeah, that's unique.
Math, chemistry,
and
computer teacher. Yes.
Wow.
Then along the way, I decided, no, I don't want to teach chemistry. Let me concentrate with maths and computer are very compatible.
Yeah.
Because a computer is more or less a computational device. So when you do programming, that is mathematics.
Mathematics, yeah.
So I decided to move on with maths and computer. So when I went for my master's, I now majored in computer studies and became a major in computer. So after my master's, I went to teach at Kabete Polytechnic, computing.
Okay.
After Kabete Polytechnic, I went to teach university, Masinde Muliro University. That's where I started my university teaching. Right. So
all this time, did you have a mentor?
All this time, my mentor had remained Mr. Njengere for a long time.
Okay.
But after I went to the university, now, of course, you get other people who join in, who are in your field and start guiding you in that. Now, the challenge we had, I am among the first computer studies teachers.
Okay.
So we were among the first people to be posted to introduce computer studies in high school. So you can imagine it was pioneers. There were a lot of challenge. Yeah, we are pioneers. So that as a pioneer, we faced our own challenges, but we assisted each other. We had peer mentors. I know I had one teacher at Nakuru High School. He was called Mr. Rangat. I was in Joro Boys. So we would exchange ideas when we are doing projects and assist each other. That's why I'm saying peer mentors.
Peer mentors.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think that's how I grew through that question of when mentorship should begin. So you see, mine began in high school. And the greatest impact of my profession is high school.
Okay.
Yes, it's not in the university.
Okay.
It's high school. The people who used to come preach to us, and I become friends to them, treat them well. Now, that takes us back to the other question. How should you even start? In those forums, be good to these people. You see, just treat them like some of you young people. When you're in high school, you belong to the religious group, be it Christian Union, be it Catholic Association, be it the Muslims Foundation. In those, you invite people to speak to you, make them good friends. They are always willing to support you.
Okay.
And so high school, I think, is the best
Place to start. Okay.
And especially Form 1.
Form 1?
Yes, you know why Form 1? These are very receptive kids, very receptive. if we can capture them at Form 1, they're just from primary, secondary.
Yeah.
The foundation we lay in Form 1, it's going to really assist them.
Okay.
It's going to really assist them.
Are there qualifications of becoming a mentor?
I don't think I would say. I think the qualification is that you are successful. Yeah, one of the qualifications is you must be successful in what you're doing.
Okay.
Yes, because anybody would want to be mentored by because they hear I'm a professor.
At what point did you start being a mentor?
I started long time. I started being a mentor immediately I joined my career as a diploma teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, I started mentoring high school students. That's why I'm passionate about high school. Even now, I walk around high school like we are getting into a season of careers. The beauty, and thank God for Kabarak University and our Vice Chancellor and others, because they support us a lot. They give us a budget to visit the schools. I have a budget, yes.
Wow.
Yes, I have a budget now to start moving around this coming semester, this coming term. I will map schools and go to those schools.
Okay.
At least talking to students about how to select courses, about digital skill courses. We combine both marketing and mentorship.
I feel like that's so important to go and talk to students about choosing the right career, because some of them don't know how to choose the right career.
That's it. That's why I'm saying high school is the best place.
Wow. For someone who is starting to network, how do I set my personal goals?
Yeah, personal goals are very important. You need to be very deliberate. If you want to be mentored and you want to network, because again, you don't join any network if you don't have goals. You'll find yourself joining any network. You don't just join networks for the sake of. You must have, why am I going to network to this network, to join this network? Because maybe I want to learn a certain skill that this group have, I don't have. Especially us, let me talk from a technology point of view. Technology is very dynamic. It changes a lot, right? So there are skills that you keep learning. Every day there's a new skill. So what you need to do is you should belong to networks of people who will keep assisting you learn these new skills. So that could be a goal. I want to join this network because I want to learn new skills. Right? That could be a goal. I want to join this network because I want to grow in my profession. I want to join this network because you can even join a network to be linked to the job market. So there are quite a number of things, goals you can set for yourself. You need to be, we say that goals should be SMART. SMART means specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound.
Specific.
Be specific.
Okay. Measurable.
Something you can measure. I joined this network in 2020. I wanted to grow from point A to point B. Have I grown? That's measurable. Otherwise, you don't join networks for the sake of it. You must have even a measurable goal. Can I measure? Have I attained a certain skill? Yeah. Is it time now to move from this network to another network where I can get more skills? Of course, you don't dump a network. You simply add more. For example, a very good way to do it is to join professional bodies, right? Every career has a professional body. You must belong to a professional body for you to network very well, right? So that when you join a certain professional body, then go there with that goal, which is SMART, specific, measurable. And attainable. Attainable. Don't be overambitious about yourself. know yourself. You know, you can measure yourself. You know what is attainable within 1 year. If I belong to this network within 1 year, can I attain what I'm setting? That is attainable. Otherwise, then you'll be frustrated. You've set 2 extremely high goals. Then that is attainable, smart, realistic.
Realistic.
Yes, be realistic to yourself, be it from a financial point of view or from the knowledge point of what you know. Because again, you cannot join a network to become a parasite. You need also to offer something.
Yeah.
So be realistic. Otherwise, if you're joining a network and you have nothing to offer to the network, again, it's not very good. Yeah, you need something you can offer.
Yes.
What do you know? Some of these networks would really actually want to benefit also from you because it's mutual.
Yeah.
And this is where the young people are getting it wrong.
They want just to
you are just there to gain, or you want, no. What are you offering? Even if it's not something big, you could offer something in terms of, when we have those meetings, are you there ready even to humble yourself and serve your seniors? Could you even volunteer to do something? Even without a pay, you see. But if all you want is, you want to benefit, money. I've been in certain social networks. Some are specifically for my career. And I see young people asking very funny questions and even talking vulgar language on the wall. In one networking forum, I had to even step in and tell the people managing the wall, please, can you guide these young people? That in this wall, we have very senior people who can mentor them. Yet the way they are talking
can jeopardize that.
Can jeopardize everything. I had to be tough on that and say, this is not right. Can these people, when you're responding to messages, don't respond, with very vulgar language, as if you are the only people on the wall. There are other people, there are senior people, and we are here ready to mentor those who are willing to be mentored.
Wow, that's
you
good.
See?
Yeah.
But when you are there, that's why I said, what can you offer? Can you even offer good language? Can you offer good manners in
that's
that
something
network?
you have to offer.
Yes. Can you offer good manners in a network? Or you just want to be there, be very vulgar, become very, misbehaved, and you expect us to mentor you? We can't. If I pick a name or a number on a social, because these networks sometimes have walls, WhatsApp walls, I pick that number and keep it in my blacklist.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Because already those are bad manners. If you can talk that way on a social network.
What about to your
What
mentor?
about to your mentor?
Yeah.
It's not good.
What about the T? In the smarts.
Oh, the time bound. Very good. Smart. So we were realistic.
Yeah.
And I said, be realistic. What can you offer?
Yeah.
And if you are just joining the career, can you even offer free services at times so that you are mentored? Realistic, time bound. Do not have a goal that is open-ended. When you're setting a goal, let it have a time limit. That I said, I'm joining this network today. In 3 months' time, I want to have achieved X.
Okay.
That is, give yourself that time.
Time bound.
Otherwise, you will be there forever without achieving anything.
Yeah.
So a goal should be smart.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope they pick that. Smart means specific,
Measurable,
attainable, realistic, and time bound.
That's
Otherwise,
so
you'll be there in that network 10 years and no benefit. Because if I have given myself a timeline and I'm not able to gain the benefit, I should be leaving that network to another better one. Yes.
Yeah, to another better one.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Since our time is far much gone, I have one more question.
Yes.
Should everyone get a mentor?
Yes, I think so. It's very important for everyone to have a mentor.
Okay. Okay.
I said nobody is 100%.
Yeah.
You always need, there's always something to learn. Always there's something to learn. So even myself right now, there are many things I'm learning.
Yeah, and some things that you don't know yet.
Yeah, there's still new things. There are things that I have not ventured into.
Yeah.
Yes, and I need to learn them also.
Okay. Hope you have heard that. Everyone needs a mentor, whether it's in your career path, whatever path that you're taking, you need a mentor. And before we finish, I have a quote for you, which is from Zig Ziglar. He says, "You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want." Hope you have heard that. You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. And our word of today comes from the book of Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. And it says, Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion, but woe to him who is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him up. So go and take that challenge. Go and look for a mentor, be mentored, go for those networks so that when you fall, one will lift you. That's all from me from today. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to follow us on all our social media platforms. That is Tumaini TV KE on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And if you want to catch our other episodes, you can watch them on our website. That is tumainitv.co.ke. That's all from me today. Bye-bye till next time.